Hi, I am Leobardo Gomez from Toluca in Mexico. This lesson is for week 3 of Introduction to Music Production at Coursera.org. In this video, I will show how to record and edit automation in GarageBand. For this video, I have previously recorded some ideas. I have set up a project and I worked in the settings to make a record. Then I use a drums loop from the DAW to have a solid beat. 8 bars of that loop at 90 BPM. Then I recorded a bass line over that loop in order to have some musical idea to show how to use automation in the DAW. To achieve this task, I use my jazz bass connected directly to my interface. In GarageBand, there are several parameters that can be used in automation, like an EQ, the reverb, the volume, the pan. However, in this lesson I will use only reverb and volume to show how it works the automation process, but the same principle applies to all these parameters. It's pretty easy to configure an automation over an audio record. In GarageBand, there are two ways to make an automation. The first is to go directly to the mix menu and select the option Show Automation. The second is to use the keyboard shortcut A to start editing automation. I'm going to show how to apply the volume automation to my baseline recording. Once I have pressed the shortcut or selected the Show Automation option, I have to make a click over the desired track. In this case, I will click over the bass track to draw a line that will serve as a guide to handle the volume automation. By default, the parameter selected for the automation is the volume. For this particular case, I want to make a fade out at the end of the track. As you can see, my final note in the bass recording lasts more than the 8 bars of the drums loop. So I will click near the end of the track to draw a point over my line of automation. Then I will click in another section of the track to draw another point. That's the way I'm going to use automation to produce a fade out. Now my bass line has two phrases actually. In order to make some emphasis in the second phrase, I will use reverb automation in the third and fourth bars, as well in the seventh and eighth bars. So I will draw a line for the reverb, and I'm going to mark these bars with some guide points to raise the reverb in those sections. So that's the way to use automation in GarageBand. Now my bass line has a fade out at the end of the recording and some phrases are using reverb. So I'm going to click play so you can hear the recording.